Is it possible that we're living in an age where information is so abundant, yet truth is more elusive than ever? In this digital age, we're constantly inundated with information. News, data, opinions, and narratives flood our screens from every direction. It's like standing in the middle of a bustling city with 1,000 voices clamoring for our attention. It's overwhelming, isn't it? With so much information at our fingertips, one might think that finding the truth would be easier than ever. Yet it seems like the exact opposite is happening. Misinformation, half-truths, and outright lies often masquerade as facts, leading us astray. This is where the importance of critical thinking comes into play. Critical thinking is our defense against the noise. It's a mental flashlight, illuminating the path to truth amidst the shadowy labyrinth of data and narratives. It's the ability to scrutinize, to question, to evaluate. It's about not taking things at face value, but digging deeper, peeling back the layers to find what's really underneath. Think of it this way. Every piece of information we encounter is like a puzzle piece. Critical thinking is what allows us to examine each piece, to turn it around and see how it fits into the larger picture. It helps us discern the credible from the incredible, the fact from the fiction. But how do we cultivate this vital skill? It starts with questioning our assumptions, with not just accepting what we're told, but actively seeking out different perspectives. It involves evaluating the sources of our information, scrutinizing their credibility and bias. It requires maintaining an open mind, being willing to change our views when faced with compelling evidence. In essence, critical thinking is not about knowing all the answers. It's about asking the right questions. It's about navigating the sea of information with discernment and skepticism, seeking truth amidst the noise. It's about making informed decisions, about understanding the world around us in a deeper, more nuanced way. Indeed, in a world where anyone can be a publisher, critical thinking becomes our most reliable compass. So, what exactly is this critical thinking we're talking about? Well, let's unravel this mystery together. Critical thinking, in its simplest form, is clear, rational thinking involving critique. But it's much more than that. It's a complex brew of several vital ingredients, each playing a significant role in shaping our thoughts and decisions. Let's start with logic. Logic is the backbone of critical thinking. It's the ability to reason things out, to see the connections between ideas, to identify, construct, and evaluate arguments. If we think of critical thinking as a building, then logic would be the foundation upon which everything else is built. Next, we have analysis. Analysis is the lens through which we scrutinize information. It helps us break down complex problems into manageable parts, examine them closely, and put them together to understand the whole. It's the magnifying glass in the toolkit of a critical thinker. Then comes self-awareness. It's about understanding your own biases, strengths, and weaknesses. It's about being honest with yourself, acknowledging where your understanding is limited, and being open to learning. Remember, no one knows everything, and that's okay. Open-mindedness is another key component. It's about being receptive to new ideas, even if they challenge your existing beliefs. It's about acknowledging that there may be more than one right answer. Open-mindedness is the door that invites fresh perspectives and promotes growth. Finally, understanding the context. Context is the big picture that gives meaning to the details. It's about understanding the why behind the what. It's the compass that guides us in the right direction. It's important to note that critical thinking is not about being argumentative or overly critical. It's about being thoughtful, curious, and open-minded. It's about questioning the status quo, not to disrupt, but to understand better, to learn, and to grow. Critical thinking, therefore, is not a skill, but a state of mind. It's a way of looking at the world, a lens through which we can see things more clearly, make better decisions, and lead more meaningful lives. What if I told you that the key to critical thinking lies in the art of questioning? Yes, you heard it right. It is through questions that we challenge the status quo, peel back the layers of assumption, and arrive at the heart of the matter. Imagine for a moment that you're a detective, and each question you ask is a step closer to solving the mystery. The questions you ask, how you ask them, and to whom you ask them, all play a pivotal role in shaping the outcome. Therefore, it's not just about asking questions, but asking the right questions. Challenging assumptions is a crucial part of this process. We all have a tendency to accept information as it is presented to us, without questioning its validity or basis. But remember, every assumption is a window to a new perspective, a new understanding. So don't be afraid to question, to challenge, to probe. And then there's the aspect of seeking evidence. In the realm of critical thinking, evidence is king. It's not about what you feel or believe, but what you can prove. So, always seek evidence, always ask for it, always question its source and its integrity. Now let's talk about the types of questions that foster critical thinking. First, there are open-ended questions. These invite a wide range of responses and encourage deeper thinking. Then there are probing questions, which delve deeper into the subject matter, uncovering layers of complexity. And finally, there are hypothetical questions, which allow us to explore different scenarios and outcomes, stretching our minds beyond the confines of the present. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where you need to think critically, remember to question. Question the information, question the assumptions, question the evidence. And most importantly, question yourself. For it is through questioning that we learn, grow, and ultimately evolve. In the quest for truth, the question holds more power than the answer. So embrace the power of questioning and unlock the door to critical thinking. But how does critical thinking play out in our daily lives, beyond the confines of a classroom or a debate club? Well, let's dive into that. Critical thinking is like a mental Swiss Army knife. It's versatile and can be applied in a myriad of situations. Let's take politics, for instance. In this arena, critical thinking helps us sift through the rhetoric and propaganda to understand the underlying issues and their potential impact. It encourages us to question, to probe, and to seek evidence before forming an opinion. Similarly, in healthcare, it's vital. When making decisions about our health, we don't just accept the first piece of advice we hear. Critical thinking enables us to weigh up different treatment options, consider potential side effects, and make informed decisions about our well-being. In the realm of media, we are bombarded with information from various sources, some reliable, some not so much. Here, critical thinking is our compass. It allows us to discern fact from fiction, to challenge narratives, and to understand the context behind headlines. But it's not just about big decisions or current affairs. Critical thinking is also about the small, everyday choices we make. It could be as simple as deciding what to eat for lunch, where critical thinking might lead us to consider nutritional value, price, and sustainability, among other factors. Moreover, critical thinking helps us understand different perspectives. When we engage in a conversation with someone who has a different viewpoint, critical thinking encourages us to listen, to understand their rationale, and to challenge our own preconceptions. This in turn fosters empathy and promotes dialogue, which are fundamental for a harmonious society. On top of all that, critical thinking is a core tool for problem solving. It helps us break down complex issues into manageable parts, analyze each aspect, and formulate effective solutions. So you see, critical thinking is not just about mastering the art of debate or acing an exam. It's about making informed decisions, understanding the world around us, and navigating life's challenges and opportunities. As it turns out, critical thinking is not just an academic exercise, but a life skill. Now that we know what critical thinking is and why it's important, how can we improve our critical thinking skills? This is the question we'll be exploring in this final scene. Improving critical thinking skills is not a task that can be accomplished overnight. It requires consistent effort, a willingness to challenge your own beliefs, and an insatiable curiosity. Here are a few practical tips and strategies that can help you on this journey. Firstly, read widely and voraciously. Immerse yourself in a variety of genres, subjects, and perspectives. This will not only expand your knowledge, but also expose you to different ways of thinking and reasoning. Secondly, engage in debates and discussions. They are the perfect platform for you to practice and refine your argumentative skills. Remember, it's not about winning or losing, but about understanding different viewpoints and learning to articulate your own. Next, practice mindfulness. This might seem unrelated, but mindfulness is about being present and aware of your thoughts and feelings. This awareness can help you recognize biases and assumptions that might be clouding your judgment. Then, actively seek out diverse perspectives. This could mean talking to people with different backgrounds or experiences, or it could mean consuming media from different parts of the world. The goal is to challenge your own worldview and to understand that there are multiple ways of looking at any given situation. Don't shy away from uncertainty. Embrace it. Critical thinking often involves navigating through ambiguity and complexity. It's okay to not have all the answers. In fact, it's more important to ask the right questions. Finally, be comfortable with being wrong. This might be the hardest part, but it's crucial. Being wrong is not a failure. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. In the end, the journey towards becoming a critical thinker is a continuous one, filled with questions, discoveries, and moments of insight. It's a journey that will not only benefit you personally, but also professionally and in your interactions with the world around you. So, we've journeyed through the concept of critical thinking, but what does it all mean in the grand scheme of things? Let's take a moment to reflect on the power that critical thinking holds. Firstly, critical thinking plays a pivotal role in shaping society and driving progress. It encourages us to question, to challenge the status quo, and to seek better solutions. It propels innovation, fuels scientific breakthroughs, and fosters social change. Secondly, on a personal level, critical thinking is a catalyst for growth and self-improvement. It equips us with the ability to make informed decisions, to navigate through complexity, and to understand the world from different perspectives. It empowers us to be better learners, better communicators, and better problem solvers. Furthermore, fostering a culture of critical thinking within our communities is crucial. It promotes dialogue, understanding, and mutual respect. It helps us to create more inclusive, diverse, and compassionate societies. In the end, critical thinking is more than a skill. It's a mindset, a commitment to seeking truth, understanding complexities, and making the world a better place. As we wrap up our journey, remember that the power of critical thinking lies not just in the answers we find, but also in the questions we dare to ask.